Hello, this is Professor Sunil Hazari. I would like to welcome you to the Business Web Design course for fall 2026. In this brief video, I would like to show you where the items in the course are located. Now, I understand being in the university for more than 20 years that faculty members set up courses differently. So at the beginning of every course, I do a walkthrough to help students identify what the expectations and policies of this course are. So I have logged into the course from the home screen that you will see from all the courses that you're taking. And the very first thing you will notice is this large announcement section. So this is some of the announcement that I will be posting. There will be at least 2 announcements each week. And again, I will not post announcements which are reminders of due date. That's already given to you in the syllabus that we will see in a few minutes. Then on the right side is the course calendar, and this will tell you when assignments are upcoming. A note of caution about the calendar, it does not show you all the events. So for example, in the discussion assignment, we have a main post due middle of the week and the response post due end of the week. So it will only show you the week start date and end date. Since the main post deadline is course related, the system doesn't know when those deadlines are. So it's very important when you read the assignment instructions that you enter the due dates in your phone so that you can get a pop-up or notification and not have to rely on the course calendar. On top is the navigation bar, and we'll go through this in the video. But on top here is the icon that is most useful when you log in. So for example, the bell icon will show you that there has been a new announcement posted. This will show you if there's any new emails. And this is the discussion subscription. So what that means is you can subscribe to a discussion, and when there's a new post, you can immediately see who made the post, and you can go in and reply to them if you feel like it, or look through other discussion posts and wait for other main posts to reply to. So that was the course icons on the top screen, the course navigation bar, the announcements, and the course calendar. So let's now move to the syllabus. The syllabus is linked in 2 places. This is the first one over here, and the second one is under content. I have provided the syllabus link on the very top so that it can be easy to access. And once you do that, it will open this PDF file. I have gone ahead and downloaded this into my, so it can be opened in a PDF reader or Microsoft Word, and you can also print it and do other things with it. So let me shift to the course syllabus in Microsoft Word. So this course is, as it says, completely online, and my office is in room 341. I am also available over Zoom conferencing. There are no class meetings, and I've taught this course for many, many years. So I try to stay ahead of student questions and problems, and try to put as many notification announcements and my responses in this discussion board so that you're aware of what is needed. But feel free to email me anytime. I check email several times a day, so you should get a response within 24 hours. You will be pleased to know there are no textbooks that are needed for purchase in this class, but we will be using a textbook that is provided to you under the content area, and I'll show you where that is located. So the course is about web design, and web design is completely different from web development, which involves a lot of coding. So this is not a coding course. This is about more on the strategy for designing websites and implementing those strategies, and we will be using certain web tools to complete projects. And the course will alternate each week. The weeks run Monday through Saturday. So the course will alternate between discussions, projects, discussion, projects, and so on. So what you learn in the first half of the week will be the discussion portion where you do the main post and the response post, which are research based. And then the following week, you will apply what you learned to the projects that I have given you. And next is the course objectives, course policies. Again, I won't read through all of this, but just to make you aware that there are certain policies that are strictly followed. Now, I am hoping that you're familiar with the use of ChatGPT and other AI tools. The use of these tools, as is mentioned in this policy, is allowed, but there are very, very specific guidelines under which you should be using those tools, and I'll take a few minutes to explain what those policies are. So on top over here is course policy, and we'll come back to this, but if you scroll down, there is another section that talks about the conditions in which the AI tools can be used. And again, I've tried to make this very, very clear so that we are using AI ethically and responsibly. So please make sure that you read this information. And I do run all discussion posts and projects through AI detectors. And I'm also teaching a course, the business sessions of AI, for the past 2.5 years. So I am very, very conversant with what is AI generated content, what is AI tweaked content, humanized content, and what looks like original content. So if I feel that this policy has been violated, the first thing I will do is reach out to you and work with you to give you a second chance if possible, or listen to you on how you came up with a post that is flagged as AI. But my goal is not to fail anyone in this class, and I give students a lot of opportunities to explain and to correct any mistakes they would have made. So in the course, there is a section that talks about AI expectations in this course. And I apologize for jumping around, but this is very important. So you will see over here that there are certain guidelines that you will follow, and it's listed right in the second item below the syllabus. So this is another document, and let me jump to that document, which is even more detailed. So it spells out exactly how you should be using AI. I'll let you read this, but at the bottom, to make it even more simpler, I have provided you with samples. So when you do a discussion post which is research based, again, the red font is just highlights. You will not have the red font, but I've taken one sample example, and a complete example includes the author, the title, the journal, the page number, the volume number, issue number, and a link to the actual article. So if I click on this, it'll pull up the entire article, and that same article has to be cited in two places using two different sections. And the reason for this is it forces you to actually read the articles instead of just using, let's say, AI or a Google search to just take excerpts of that article. So I do spot checks. So I will go to page 114, paragraph 1, to see if what you have said actually exists. And without this, you really cannot score high. And then this is the second sample given to you. And then there's the rubric. What I'm looking for is this graphic that I have provided to you to understand how AI should be used in the course. So you can use AI for ideation and brainstorming. In the syllabus, I've given you details of what is ideation, what is brainstorming. But please do not use AI for doing your writing or doing your editing, doing your organizing, because the AI uses a certain format that is very easy for AI researchers such as myself to see and know that it definitely is not student writing, because there is a lot of inconsistencies or just generalities that AI is very, very good at. But I'm looking for very specific information based on someone else's post that you are replying to. So that's graphic number 1. Again, take a picture of this, pause the video, and it's also available in the document. So when grading, I use the following checklist. So you are expected to select one scholarly source, and I'll explain what scholarly source is, which is less than 3 years, because a lot has happened in the course topic we will be talking about. So less than 3 years. Then from the same article, you have to get 2 citations. You have to next paragraph in your own words, not using AI. And then the sample citation that I showed you, that's the one is the customized detailed APA citations. And I'll show you how to generate those citations and modify it so that it meets the exact purpose of the citation format in this class. And then the last item in the citation should be the link that I showed you, the doi.org. So when I click on that article, it should take me to the complete article, not just the abstract or not Google Scholar with a list of items. I'm looking for the article to open up in PDF format on my computer so that I can check if you've met all of these criteria. Now, if you have met all of these criteria, you are eligible for the highest score. But again, it's a graduated score. So if you've met the criteria, but if the details are not scholarly, analytical, critical, evaluative, then you will score low. But let's say if you miss a couple of these, then your score goes very, very low. And that's why I encourage students, based on feedback I've received, to make it very easy to understand. So I hope this explains the APA expectations and AI use of this class. I am not against using AI. I teach a course on AI. So it is important that you use AI responsibly. Then the syllabus, I'll let you read through this, goes into more details about what types of assignments we will be doing, as well as the policies used for grading the assignments. Then you have evaluations. Here is another important portion of it. I do accept late assignments, but you will note that there is a 25% per day late penalty strictly enforced. If for some reason you are unable to complete the assignment on time, if you send me an email and explain to me reasons, again, no details needed, just give me whatever you feel comfortable with, I will give you an extension most of the time. I may ask for documentation, but once the deadline is passed, then this policy cannot be exempted. So there will always be a 25% late day penalty. So technically, you can submit the assignment 3 days late. So 3 days late would be a 75% penalty, but on the fourth day, it's a 100% penalty. So I will be happy to give you feedback, but unfortunately cannot give you a score because of this policy. And then I explained to you the format that you will be using. The format that we will be following is APA. Again, I've given you a quick guide that I will show you where it's located. Short paragraphs. If you run into problems with anything in the course, send me an email. If you have a technical problem, cannot log in, CourseDen not working and so on, then call this tech support number or send them an email. And for this course, you have chapter discussions that we will be doing. We will be doing a lot of projects, and there are 3 online tests. The good news about this test is you can use anything you want, any resource, any AI, any PDF, textbook informations. I've given you PowerPoint slides as well. This is an open book test. And in the past, students have scored very high, which is okay with me. That means you have understood the material or have access to resources that will help you understand the material. And this is what the score gradebook looks like. You have a total score of 565 points broken down under 3 tests, project assignments, and chapter discussions. Now, my goal is for every student in this class to reach 508. And the reason for that is I really would like to everyone to get an A in this course, and I will help you with it. But you have to do the work, and you have to be proactive and seeking guidance, and so that I can answer any questions to help you reach this target score of 508. Next, we went through the policy of using AI tools, a brief note about online learning, how is it different from face-to-face. And just for your information, if you do not feel comfortable with online learning completely, a second section of this course is offered this semester. I'm teaching that as well, and that's a hybrid course. So there are 5 on-campus meetings. So if you want to be in a smaller class, then go ahead and switch your registration. There are seats open in that course as well. So on the first day of class, I will explain what those face-to-face meetings are for, but the content is exactly the same. And the course number is the same, and only the section number is different, and it tells you that it's a hybrid course. Then we have the course schedule, which is very important because all your deadlines and assignment late penalties and so on are tied to the schedule. Since we started the course on a Wednesday, we will have what is called an extended week. So it runs Wednesday through Sunday through the following Saturday. And these deadlines are given to you in the course. I would prefer that you follow the course schedule because this paper schedule was done well before the semester started. If there's any changes, I will post an announcement and of course update it quickly in the online portion of the course. So you have your first week. I'll show you where the details for the assignment are located. But as I was saying, here's the discussion, here's the project. Here's a discussion, here's a project. So we alternate. Then September 21 through 26 is test number 1 week. So the test is given only on 2 days. It's a Tuesday and a Wednesday. The project instructions will give you those exact dates and where to click to enter the test. So this is how we do the entire semester. And our last day of class is December 4th, which happens to be a Friday. And then you can take your final exam only on these 2 days. And this is according to the university calendar, so it cannot be taken early or late. So this was a quick look at the syllabus. And the syllabus again is linked over here. Let's go into the content area next. So the first thing is course documents, and I've made available up to week, I believe, week 7. So you can work ahead of time if you like, and but you'll have to wait till the assignment actually opens up each week. So just go ahead and save it on your computer and you can upload it. And the reason for that is I expect students to do good work during the week. So don't try to rush ahead. That's what I'm saying. If you stay on time, that's fine. You do not even have to look at what's upcoming till the week arrives. So this is your course document section. We went through the syllabus. We went through APA expectations. I was telling you that the course textbook is available to you in PDF format. So click on this. This is the course introduction. Why is web design important for corporations and businesses? This is the video that you're watching now. And I was talking to you about APA formatting. And this guide tells you, it's a 1-page guide that tells you how the reference should be cited. I showed you an example earlier. And then you have a 22-12 rule. What this means is use short paragraphs and blank line between paragraphs. Why is it important? You will see that when we start doing the topics. And for the test, you will have access to PowerPoint slides, use them as a study guide. And I've also given you examples of what a main post looks like, what a response post looks like, what is the difference between these 2 posts. And this may be new to some of you who are not used to research-based discussions. So I've tried to help you as much as possible. And then I've given you sample main posts and responses. So let's go ahead and close this and move on to the first week. So the first thing you will see is instructions, and then the sample post, which is repeated from the previous section. And on August 12th, you will see this become open. So when you click on it, you will you create a new post which will call your main post. But let me show you what the uh, assignment instructions look like. So these are detailed instructions. So the week starts on a Wednesday and it ends on the following Saturday. And this tells you about Google Scholar, Galileo. There's going to be tutorials, and you will select two websites from two different industries and compare the websites. And you need to make a research connection based on an article that you pick from Google Scholar. Again, remember that APA citation expectations. So you will need to write your main post, write your response post based on the samples that I have provided. And here are the deadlines I want you to enter in your calendar on your phone. So the main post is due Tuesday, August 18th. Remember, we start August 12th, so you have 6 days to do the main post. And then you have two response posts. So the response posts are shorter. You need to respond to a student that you found the main post interesting. And you will just do a reply. And again, I've given you ample warnings. Do not use AI. Do not use AI because you will score very low and it will be very, very hard to pass this class if you rely on AI. If you use AI responsibly and ethically, you will reach that 508 points because I've designed the course in such a way that I encourage original thinking. And all the weeks have instructions that are in this format. So you have your deadlines, you have your assignment instructions, and you have your due date. And I won't click into this, but see, this is how the course outline is set up. So that was content. And then you have communication. Calendar is what you saw on the first day. Then you have announcements that you also will see when you first log in. Class list is if you want to send me an email, you will see a list of students and my name. Click on it. All emails must be sent from within CourseDen. I realize this is inconvenient, but I'm teaching 3 courses and it's easier for me to maintain, organize all the emails in separate folders so I can access it easily. And the email will, let's say if you have an email over here, you can click over here or come back over here to get to your email inbox. And then you have your My Assessments, which is, as we saw in the syllabus, discussions, assignments, and quizzes. So if you, assignments is like a Dropbox, for example, in week 2, you have to upload your Google website, but in week 1, you have a discussion, so you will go over here. Then you have grades. If you click on My Grades, you will see that these are all the assignments that we will be doing throughout the term. And if you click on this calculator, it'll show you your course running total. So I try to post every assignment grade within 3 days. So if the course ends on a Saturday, by Wednesday evening, you should be the assignment posted, the assignment grade posted. And I will also give every student detailed feedback. And that's my way of helping students score high. Next, you have some resources, library website, writing center. This is a writing intensive course. If you're not comfortable, then go ahead and use the writing center. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier, do not use Grammarly or Quillbot as 100% reliable. Use Grammarly for simple spelling check and grammar check. Do not reuse the sentences that it gives you because Grammarly and Quillbot on the back end use AI to generate those sentences. So if you copy that and I run it through a detector, it'll tell me that no, this is not written by a student. Even though it is written by a student, it is actually AI generated as the first source. And then you have academic success. So these are all the components in the course. And if you have questions at any time, feel free to reach out, communications, class list, and click on my name. So again, I apologize for going fast in this video, but I understand some students are new, may not have taken my course or other online courses. So I'm hoping this video has been useful. And I look forward to reading your discussions and seeing your projects in the online course.